Hey everyone, I know I said I wouldn't do it on the laptop again. As you guys know, the last episode was done with my camera. Been having a little te-
Technical difficulty.
thank you, technical difficulties. Trying to get all the equipment, get the lighting right. So next episode we'll be back on the way we had it before. All right. So technical difficulties, we will have to resort back to this one to get the episode on time because I said it will be up on Saturday night, and I'm gonna hold to that promise. Okay, everybody. So episode 6, I think it was called "Leopard in the Snow."
Leopard in the Snow.
Leopard in the Snow of Into the Badlands. If you guys don't know, I'm Gavin. This is my dad, and this is the unofficial Talking Badlands. Season 2, episode 6, episode 12, all together, the series. So, a couple of things happen. A little more story driven, but at the same time, Ant brought up some stuff we didn't understand, didn't realize, and as well as bringing new questions, as well as speculations. So, basically, first off, as you guys remember from the last episode, if you watched it, and as I remember, small spoilers, if you've not seen the episode, make sure you guys see the episode. Now, what was it? Lydia is the Baron's ex-wife, right,
First wife.
first wife, Ryder's mom. Of course, she walked in, was going to go kill Quinn, and boom, an explosion happened. So everyone's pretty much all banged up. One guy's leg got halfway blown off, and as they go into the entrance. Now, one thing, as I know from playing enough video games and watching enough movies, never go into the lion's den nest, as they say.
It's like sticking your hand in a snake pit and hope you don't get bit.
Right. So basically, that's one thing, yeah. And that's what happened. She wasn't thinking because she wanted revenge. Now, of course, Quinn captures her. She tells him flat out, "I'm here to revenge my son." And she was. He hands her a dagger, and he's about to stab. She's really trying to stab her, and he seduces her. I'm sorry, that was the most cliche-ish thing. I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm gonna do. What was it? He took some of his blood, did this blood, and they start making out. So I'm sorry, that's the most cliche-ish thing. As I say, how stupid can you be, woman? He killed your son. Don't you think he's gonna kill you too?
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Sorry, Quinn needs to die. I'm just
Just say
And you know what's everyone is just really bad is that my actual middle name is Quentin, and I've actually had people call me Quinn before, so I don't like this character. That's the reason why I never like the name Quentin anyway. All right, I don't know why.
blame your mom. She named you that.
All right, and I don't go by my middle name, everybody. But that's besides the fact. So that went on. That's it for that scene. So we'll go with. We want to go with it.
Vale escaped in the meantime. She jumped off in the forest and she was rescued by some of the
Runaways.
runaways and one of the Baroness's men. Remember, he had a butterfly on the back of his hand?
Yeah. So she gets to where the Baroness is, and of course, she's going to use. Pretty much, they're happy. Waldo's ecstatic, because he really thought she was gone or dead in a sense. And of course, he sees Sonny's kid, and you know, Waldo's really sincere. You have nothing to worry about. He might be a hard ass, but you know, he really did care for Sonny like that was his own son.
Yes.
So, but we're
And
getting
Tilda was excited too when she saw Vale. She always liked Vale.
right. So Vale actually made it to the Baroness's home. Now the big thing is she wants Vale to translate that book that MK had in the first season. So that's what Vale's doing right now. Now, going a little backwards, just a little bit. As you know, that the Baroness is going to team up with Quinn. So that new girl, I can't remember her name. She hears about it. Of course, she's not going to train, and basically sits there and says flat out to Tilda, the regent, if your Baroness is going to do this, I'm out of here. I was a doll for that man for years. I've been sold, da 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 da. So I'm leaving. And basically we found out a little bit more about Tilda at the same time, because it's the whole thing is, well, you think she's special because you can call her mother. And we found out that the Baron, the Baroness's ex-husband, was basically using Tilda as a sex toy. And basically, I kind of get the feeling that she's actually the daughter of the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah. So a little daddy getting with daughter, a little bit, which is not.
Sicko.
It's very, very, very sick. I don't justify, but in those type of societies, it's very common for stuff like that, especially for rulers. Look at ancient, believe it or not, ancient Greece and ancient Rome. That happened a lot, which is very nasty. Read the story Oedipus Rex. Sorry, that just came to mind. Uh, Anything you want to add real quick?
Yeah. Just real quick, just go back. Interested in history, go back and read about the old pharaohs, how they protected their lineage. It's really sick.
That's also where the term blue blood comes in.
Yes.
Yeah. But getting off history. So basically, she sits there and says that the widow killed the Baron, and that's the first time she ever sat there and said she loved somebody and actually meant it. So she sits there spilling her story, and she sits there and says, "I won't stay for the Baroness. I'll stay for you." And unfortunately, and it's like they kiss, and there's like it's like a 3 minute I don't know, it's like a 2 minute makeout session, which is I'm sorry everybody, I'm more into the story. I don't want to see Melrose Place or 90210, which I grew up in that era. So yeah, okay, I fast forward through that section. Even if she was kissing a guy, I would have done the same thing. And that was just, I'm sorry, that was just really,
Somebody that was over the top.
yeah, that's what made it worse, everybody. All right, two girls kissing, we expect to see stuff like that now. Okay, you can have it happen, and you're just kind of like, okay, not my cup of tea or my cup of tea, whichever.
And that's what Waldo said too. I
Yeah,
don't care, what your relationship is with somebody, but remember who you are, what you are, whatnot, and don't let it get under your skin, or it's liable to come back
or
and
clouds your judgment
cloud your judgment and get you killed.
because he thinks Sonny's dead, and because Waldo finds him, because Waldo's being a hard ass to her, but Waldo's trying to train her to be a proper regent. And to do the right thing, it's like, look, right now we can't worry about stuff like this due to the fact is we're pretty much under war, so it's not, when everything's basically in so many words, everything's done, then whatever. But he kind of sits there, and says, and I was just starting to like you too, and everything, and he looks at us at just a little, so Waldo and her are good. But one of the big things also that happens at this point is, of course, Vale gives up the location of where Quinn is. So she basically sits there until sends a message to Quinn, come here alone, come to my house, and well, we'll have a talk. Does Quinn do it? No, he kills one of her guys. I'm sorry, there's like one of her male clippers always gets killed every episode. That's the only thing that pisses me off. It's always one of the males. It's never one of the females. I'm sorry. I'm calling it right now, everybody. That's sexist.
It's too unrealistic.
Yeah, it's too unrealistic. Now I understand you're gonna have a male guard out and everything.
That's fine.
That's fine. But and I think she let the guy die. The widow let the guy die.
Yeah.
And that pissed me off even more. You're no better than one of the barons. I'm sorry. Oh, it's she don't give a shit. It's also not one of her girls. Which I'm sorry, I'm offended by that as a guy, but as a as a human being too, and I don't like using that term because I feel like we say human beings, I feel like it gets into the whole political statement, but uh, it's basically sitting there saying, oh, if you're a girl, I would have cared. If you're a guy, nah, I don't like stuff like that. Oh, you just killed one of my people. You're dead, you know. So basically, yes, like I said, she lets one of the guys die. Lights come on. She's got crossbows. Her daughter right there, Waldo, comes up. Of course, Waldo and Quinn have a little, you know, ooh, man, they don't like each other. And Tilda kills one of their guys. I think it was the guy who opened the door on the.
Yes.
Okay, it was all right. During the conclave. Now, one of the things that did happen there is, she explained her plan there back and forth, and of course, then they got to meet by themselves in a sense, and Quinn tried to put the moves on her, did not work.
She nearly run him through and cut his head off.
Right.
And let him know right quick she would.
Yes. But he basically sits there and says, I want Vale and Henry back. And
that sealed the deal.
That sealed the deal. I'll do everything as long as I have those two back. And so Vale gets called back in, and the widow gives in to Quinn's demands. And hers, that thing says, you tried to get my daughter to kill me, and I can't forgive that. Well, and you think I'm such an evil person, and, I have to do what's best for my girls. And basically sends them back to Quinn. I sit there and...
Nothing personal, it's just business.
Me personally, she's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's going to cause a rift between everybody because the Regent's... Tilda's going to get pissed off. I think Waldo's going to lose it.
Yeah, could.
Because I think enough people respect Waldo to follow Waldo. I see Waldo becoming a Baron.
Possibly.
The only thing is he don't have... Because he's handicapped,
Yeah, he's not as mobile.
Right. Now, getting on to MK. Of course, MK is trying to escape. He eats a carrot that he finds. Gets his face cut up by getting it smashed into some glass. He doesn't turn, but that poor guy gets an axe right in the head. That was trying to attack MK. The blonde girl, I can't remember her name on top of my head.
Can't remember to turn.
Yeah. But basically that happens, and they kind of run off. They go to a little motel area to try to find out, just to rest, get some food.
Yeah, hide out overnight.
Hide out, MK finally spills the beans on he getting cut is not going to affect him anymore. Now, this is due to the fact that he tells her that I killed my mom. And, of course, there's a whole thing. It's like he's scared and upset. She kind of comforts him. She doesn't kiss him, which I was really happy about that.
She just kind of pats his hand.
She kind of holds his hand and everything, like, I do understand and everything. Not, I'm going to put my moves on him to make him feel comfortable. It's like, I'm here for you. You're my friend, in a sense. And that's what I kind of felt like. That I felt like she did have feelings for him, but she thought of him strictly first and foremost as a friend.
Yeah.
If she lived... Well, I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, about to pull some stuff. Sorry. But, so, going back just a little bit on the story is, if you guys remember, Sonny and Baji, that's his name, Baji.
Fat guy,
yeah. Fat Irish guy, that's what I want to start calling him. I don't know why I want to call him the fat Irish guy. If the actor is watching, I'm not trying to insult you, but you sound Irish or Scottish to me, and yeah, I can see you in a kilt or something. I really could. But basically, one thing that's going on is... What is
this? They're trying to get to the wall also. They want to get... Sonny wants to get back into Badlands so he can find Vale and his son.
well, not only that is they brought that girl and her mother to a guy who could heal her.
Yeah.
And I'm taking there was a relationship between the healer and the girl. I can't remember her name. She was a doll, but she knew Baji. But not only that, we get to see a little bit more of what's left of the modern world. The world we know. Some magazines are still around, and you find out some people are just laying around smoking dust, which I kind of already figured it was. I already figured it was a drug. It was opium. Poor man's opium.
So poor man's opium was hash.
Yeah, weed.
Yeah, could have been weed. No, I think it was hash.
Okay. So this is where it gets a little interesting. Baji sees a truck pull up, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" He's like,
It's the same black truck that we saw in the first season
last
that
episode.
MK got
Stop that.
loaded up into.
Yeah. So, oh god, what were they called? Not acolytes, abbots. Abbots. The abbots. He sit there. He said, he's hiding from them. They had that little count. We can find where he is. I almost want to call it like the Ghostbuster little thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, it reminded me of an old Geiger counter, but it had some other symbols on it.
So it could read like energy or something.
Yeah.
But they leave the area, and Baji's trying to escape.
He's about to freak out.
He's about to freak out, and Sonny's like, you know who those guys were, and this is the first time Baji's scared, and he tells me, he said they're abbots. They think that they're single-minded, and they're crazy, and he doesn't tell Sonny what's going on. Now, because of this, Sonny's not trusting him. Said, I had to find this boy, that was taken by them. He's talking about MK. And Baji's like, no, I can't go back, Sonny, anything but that. I mean, you really hear a stutter in his voice. We don't know why. So he basically gets left behind. Now, Sonny, I guess being Sonny, in tracking skills are starting to
kick back in.
He finds MK and the girl as the abbots find them. And what's kind of funny is the abbot, they're in a hotel, and it says Happy Holidays. So you kind of tell how strong the abbots are because she grabs a string of Christmas lights, does this, her hand glows, and all of a sudden all the lights turn on.
The lights, the music, the whole 9 yards.
So, but MK is found by Sonny and say, hey, we gotta go. And right then and there,
look, too late. They're here.
They're here.
We're here.
So this is the big fight scene. I will say this is probably out of this season, the fight scenes are getting better. Moving around using their terrain, and they're not using that slow motion stuff as much. It gets on my nerves a little bit. But one of the big things in this fight scene that I really saw was, Sonny, he's being outdone, but at the same time, he hasn't fully adapted to his new weapon yet.
No.
So he's got all Silvermoon's sword, but now, so it's 3-on-3, getting their butt kicked left and right. A couple of flips here. Poor
MK.
Poor Sonny at that one point. He got his butt kicked just a little bit. So they get
he was throwing everything at the guy, and the guy just sit there and
dodging it and everything.
Dodging the rest. He just absorbed the blows. Look at him like, is that all you got?
So basically, right then and there, MK says, I can't use my power. Where the girl says, I can, she activates her, then all three of them use it. And Sonny's got that look like, what the,
oh, crap.
So what happens right then and there is everyone gets their butt kicked. Even even the girl, I mean, she was putting up her own against them.
Yeah.
All three of the Abbotts teamed up on her and messed her up real bad. I mean, unfortunately gets stabbed through the chest when she goes on something.
Well, they throw her and she lands on one of the decorations, and there was a pole, and it runs right through her like a spear. He
Yeah,
used to U-punch on her too, if you noticed. Yeah.
I know. Correct. Right spot too. Punch like this, everybody.
U-punch or a C-punch.
Yeah, right in the two spots
Yes.
that was supposed to be hit. So yeah, those punches hurt everybody. It's not just for show. Done correctly, it hurts. But this is where it gets interesting. Is all of a sudden the truck just goes yeet, right through the area, hits them, and
Takes one of them out.
yeah, it takes one of them out. The girl Abbott gets killed by what's her name?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I love to know how to do what she did. I thought she took the spear and stabbed her in the neck.
No, she used 2 fingers and she ran it through.
Ran it through back here and through here.
And it came out front.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it was like this coming out in the front.
A powerful move.
That's
She had to go through spinal cord in order to do that, the bone and everything else.
well, I mean, this wouldn't be hard to go
Yeah.
through, but you're looking
The
at
back,
you're looking at the spine
bone.
right there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
solid bone.
2 inches of bone.
I mean,
She literally
scooter.
skewed her.
And the girl would have died within 2 or 3 seconds because the separation of the spinal cord, everything shuts down then.
Yeah.
So she falls to the ground, and MK goes to help her out. And then Baji the guy goes, "Oh brother," and Baji goes, "Hey brother, I always want to drive that truck right there and everything." And
My brother was dead.
no, he said brother.
He said brother. Okay.
He said brother. Of course, Sonny's like, "You're one of them and everything," and he's like,
A long time ago.
Long time ago, another life. They fight a little bit. Baji's got some basic skills. He's the guy who's his actor is not able to move as much, but from the training, it looks like his technique was on par.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for somebody his size, everybody. And it says, you've gotten slow, you lost your power and everything. He says, yeah, that may be so, but I remember this. He hits a pressure point which freezes him up, and basically tells Sonny, hey, we can talk about it later. But help me kick this guy, this asshole's ass. And
don't have it. Just a few seconds, and he'll come back around.
right, so Sonny hits him a little bit, stabs him, and the guy does hits him in different spots right here, a little glowing, and hitting some pressure points in this area, and then Sonny chops his head off.
Yeah, slices his head like a
I did not expect them. I expect them to do that. I didn't expect them to actually. And the gross part, everybody, is they actually showed it coming off. I was like, they actually showed that on TV?
Yeah.
And it looked realistic.
Yeah.
Except for the whole dramatic, I'm going to stand here for a second and then, nah, because as soon as that did, he would fell right to the ground. That whole dramatic thing of it'll slowly
slide
off. Nuh-uh. You cut something like that and it will go right off. If you guys don't believe me, look up the old Deadliest Warrior. Was it Spike TV's Deadliest Warrior, where they actually did some cuts of of dead pigs in half with some of the weapons, and it shows as soon as it makes contact, doesn't matter how fast or hard they do, it falls off. So that was a little bit of Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
But the girl dies. MK's friend dies. That's a little. I expected that. But right then and there, Baji's, he's feeling sorry, but he's like, "Hey guys, come on, we gotta go." And then Sonny falls over, so
Yeah, hit those pressure points, and they don't know what to do for him. There's
so
only one thing they know to do. They've got to go back
back
to
the the temple
the
area,
temple where the habits are at.
right? So this episode left a lot of questions, so I'll have to kind of feel be answered this next episode. I think Sonny's going. It seems like it's going to be something doing with like the regret of everything he's done.
Yeah.
He's going to have to come into terms about what he's done, in a sense. But because he comes to terms, I think he's going to be a lot stronger.
I think he's going to find out more about himself too.
I think he's going to have the power, and he's going to be even stronger than.
Yeah. In the head habit.
Yeah, than the master. Now, I think the widow is going. I think the widow's going to piss everybody off.
Well, there's going to be a battle royale, if not this week, and the week after.
Yeah. Because I think the widow, she's not thinking straight.
Yeah.
So, but everybody, that's it for this episode. Next episode will be up next Saturday. But like literally next Saturday. Okay, everybody.
No later than that.
No, we are going to do it. We'll have it up next Saturday.
Okay.
I'm now going to put the episodes up the day before. It's easier for us. Sorry, everybody. Trying to figure out a proper schedule how to do this. It takes a little more time than what most people think, especially when you're just getting started. And I'm sorry, I have some difficulties with my equipment, lighting. As you guys know I still got the whole pale face looking. He looks fine, I don't, and that's really bad to say right now. But thank you for watching, everybody. Share this with your friends. Hit that like button down below. If you haven't subscribed to us here at Strong Path Entertainment, please subscribe to us and hit that little bell notification. And also check out our sister page, Strong Path Productions, which we'll have something coming up here in about a week or two. We have to let some school finals go through because my editor is in college and he's got to make his grades first. That's it. All right. So once that's done, we're going to get our first film thing that we shot in January up. In a couple of weeks, we'll have our next one, and then the next one. So check us out on Strong Path Productions. Like and subscribe to all the stuff, notification there. You can find me on Instagram, Shinto Shiranu, as well as you can find me on Facebook, Shinto Shiranu Cosplay, and my personal YouTube page is my gaming page, same name, Shinto Shiranu, and you can also find me on Twitch, same name. Alright, everybody, so that's it for this week. We will see you guys next week. Oh, and don't forget, if you guys want to know, free comic book day, first Saturday in May. If you know a comic book shop or a place to sell comics, like somewhere big, like a bookstore or something, go to it. They might have an event going on. Find the local comic book shop tour near you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So check it out. All right, everybody. See you guys next week.